So Drew, we'll just take a look at some of your swing videos and short game videos from the last couple of terms. Your swing has improved a lot and your ball striking is getting there, but I still think there is some more room for improvement in your swing. So we'll just take a look at a few things now. So this video was taken early June. What I see is maybe the arms could be hanging just a little bit further away from your body at address. That's going to make a difference in your swing, in that if your arms are hanging a little too close to vertical at address, straight underneath your shoulders, the arm plane may then be a little bit too upright in the swing. So I would say just a little bit further away at address. The rest of your posture looks pretty good. Swing path early on looks pretty good, very good there. Right, we want to see that club head on your hand line or just outside. The club face control also is very good there. We're looking for it to be somewhere near toe up, in my opinion. If it's closed, the club head should be a little bit outside. That's the tendency for good players, but that's a very good club face position there, club head position. Halfway back, again, looks really good. Shaft is pretty much on plane. And I like your hand position. Shaft position in relation to your right shoulder is very good as well. Hands somewhere in the middle of your chest, it's going to indicate that your arms are swinging up as you're turning your body. However, as you keep going, it just looks like your arm plane is a little bit too vertical. Your left arm plane a little bit too upright. It just looks to me like you stop turning your body and you're finishing off your backswing by lifting your arms up, and we might get a better idea of that from the front view here. So we just see you at halfway back, see how much body rotation you have got, or shoulder rotation you have got, and it just looks like the finish of your backswing is a swing up of the arm. So this is something I would just recommend that you work on in your training, doing some drills in front of the mirror and working on the position that you want. So yeah, I think your left arm plane is just a fraction too upright there. I'd like to see just just fractionally more upright than your shoulder plane. Okay, so another key thing that we're looking for is to have this shaft pretty much staying on the same plane throughout the swing, or maybe dropping slightly underneath. So you have had a tendency in the past of getting that club to come out in front on the downswing, which you've improved a lot. And we can see here, it's still a little bit of a tendency to work that way. It's just coming out in front just a little bit. So yeah, I'd say we need to feel like you're looping it a little bit, and that's where you just feel like your arms are dropping under a little bit more on the downswing, and that's where that arm plane is a little too upright. The spine angle also just changing a little bit, so you're rounding out there a little bit, which can cause some problems with centerness of hit. So I would just recommend that you work on that in your drills and exercises. You're doing weighted club stuff in front of a mirror, or you're doing normal swing training with a standard club in front of a mirror, or medicine ball stuff in front of a mirror, and you just work on trying to keep that spine angle the same. You're trying to keep your backside in the same position throughout the swing. So again, if we draw a line here, your backside should stay in that same position through well into your follow through. So we can see you're just moving away from that a little bit. So that's meaning you're scrunching up a little bit in your top half there. And we can look at a video from earlier on in the year here. Setup looks pretty relaxed, that's good. Swing path, again, really good there. And these ones were dated in February. So you did do quite a lot of good work over the Christmas break on your swing. And again, that arm plane's probably a little better there than it was in our latest video. So yeah, pretty good. Again, though, we can see just a little bit of loss of that spine angle. You're moving forward, your bottom half's moving forward towards the ball a little bit. Okay, a little bit hold off on that follow through. We can just see a little bit of that left elbow winging away a little bit there, so that can indicate that maybe you're trying to stop it from going left. Set up position here with the driver. Again, this goes back to February. We want to see that left arm of the shaft may be a little bit more in a straight line at address. And you may well get that by pushing your hands forward a little bit as you take it away. Let's see if you do that. Not really. Yeah, so not a major issue, but just a position that we normally see the best players in is that straight line relationship between the left arm and the shaft at address. Now, this is one of the next things I think you really need to work on in your swing, is this maintaining this spine tilt. Now, we will check the most recent video as well, but you have had a tendency of losing that spine tilt, which means that you can tend to overswing. Now we can see that a little bit there. If we imagine where your belly button is there and the top of your spine, it's just working that way a little bit now. So that's going to mean you are going to have a tendency to maybe be able to overswing your arms a little bit. Maybe you've collapsed a little fraction with your wrist there. So yeah, a little bit long on the backswing. So you've got more relationship between your right leg and your spine than the other way around. It should be that your spine should be tilted along this way more, and then we can actually get the body weight on the downswing moving all towards the target. But here we'd probably see, if we had you on a balance plate, that you'd be getting your weight would be getting away from the target in this area here. And the tendency for good players is that they always get their body weight going towards the target in their downswing. So we just got to work on that spine tilt a little bit. So we'll just check that on one of these earlier videos. Earlier videos meaning it's actually recorded later. Yeah, that appears to be a little bit better. Yeah, it's better, but you still need a little bit more of that spine tilt. That's going to help reduce the length of that backswing and give you a little bit better control in your swing. Now, when you're practicing on the range, it needs to be not just technical work. You need to work on your control of the ball flight. So we want to see some swings where you're working on right to left shape shots, left to right shots, low shots, and high shots. You need to, the practice range is for practicing the shots you need out on the golf course. You can do your technical stuff in front of a mirror or away from the course. So basically, I think the swing has improved quite a lot, and I'm sure there's more room for improvement as well. Now we'll just look at a couple of chip shots, and your short game has improved a lot. You've got a lot of touch around the greens, which is very good. Hopefully you're working on some square club face shots as well as some open club face shots. So this appears to be a fairly square club face at address here on this lofted pitch, so you should be able to play these shots also with an open club face at address, which is going to help to present the bounce, which makes it easier to get some trajectory on your shots, more spin, and it means that when you're using the bounce you don't have to be as precise with your contact point. Keeping that spine angle also really important in these shots here, so you tend to lose that a fraction there. Just check the front view, see where your ball position is and your weight distribution. So pretty centered in your weight distribution there. Again, if you're trying to play that lofted shot, that's good. Club face is slightly open there. Okay, so a lot of these shots, field type shots, technique. Once you've got some technique, more important is the distance control. Now your bunker shots, on this particular occasion, which is in February, you've got the club face well and truly open, ball position probably more centered than what I would prefer, which means that you can easily get the club coming down at too sharp an angle Your angle of approach is increased too much when the ball position gets back, so that can be an issue. So I would recommend the ball position be a lot closer to where you play your driver from, and that's a couple of balls inside your left heel. Having said that, you can make your angle of approach shallow by doing a number of other things, such as setting up with your weight even, by having not too wristy a swing. Yeah, now there it just looks like you're in front of the ball a little bit too much, so that can increase that angle of approach. Again, if you get in front of the ball, and it can mean that you have a tendency of hitting the ball first. Now you just can't afford to hit the ball first. On this occasion, you've played a good shot. Slid the club underneath the ball nicely, and that ball should come out fine. But what you need to watch out for when you've got your good live bunker shots is that you have a nice shallow angle of approach. So in order to do that, it's ball forward, weight fairly even, normal swing path, normal swing plane. Keep the club face, have the club face open, and keep it open. Hold that club face in your follow through. So you're releasing that a little bit there. You should be holding off a little more than that. Okay, but basically a lot of the bunker shots, developing your bunker game comes from experimentation and practicing and developing that distance control, feel for distance. Now taking a look at your putting, it just appears as though that shaft is leaning a little bit back at address. So maybe a tiny bit of forward press there. Okay, so I would just recommend that you try to get that shaft in a neutral position at address. Ball position appears to be okay. Maybe it's just that you haven't got much loft on that putter. But yeah, really important things are that you continue to practice putting underneath a string line to give you references for your putter face alignment and address. It can also give you some basic reference for your feet alignment, and therefore your knee, your hip, and your shoulder position at address. So we know how important the shoulders are in determining your stroke path. So your shoulders look good there. We want to make sure that when you're practicing under a string line, you've got that ball directly under the string line, so that then your eyes can be straight over the ball. So your eyes are a fraction inside there. Not a big problem, but it can mean that your perception of where the hole is can change. So that's the big thing with eyes over the ball, is it makes it easier to be able to see the squareness of the putter face at address. String line can also help you with your monitoring to some degree your stroke path throughout the motion here. So just a tiny bit of a loop there in that stroke there where it went inside, came out in front a little bit. So I'm saying you can monitor your stroke path, particularly your follow through, where that putter head finishes. So that putter head has just finished a little bit more around to the inside than what I would normally expect for a putt of maybe under 10 feet. So things you really need to have the discipline to be able to work under these a string line to make sure that your alignment of your putter face is good at address, your head position is good, your eye position is good, your head possibly there is, your forehead's fractionally higher than what I would prefer as well in relation to your chin. So that just means that when you rotate your head, again, the hole can appear to be when you have your head more this way, the hole will look more left. So I like to see the head a little bit more this way. So when you swivel your head, it's easier to see directly along your target line. So I'd probably tend to relax the top part of your head there just a little bit more than what it currently is. We also want to see the right arm and shaft basically in a straight line, and if we're viewing you from front on from this way, we'd want to see that the left arm and the shaft forming a straight line. That just helps you with your club face control. So just need to continue to work on your drills for your distance control and making sure that you're getting feedback with your setup and your alignment for your putting and also your full shots, and you will continue to improve.